Taiwan is bursting with heaps of fun places to explore. Join me, Amber Hatfield, as I hit up travel hotspots, soak up some culture, and hunt down hidden gems. Let's go! Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Go. I'm your host, Amber Hatfield, and today I'm going to be your guide to some of the most thrilling and unique festival experiences in Taiwan. So today we're going to be talking about some of Taiwan's wildest festivals, ones that set the night sky ablaze and put thunder through the streets and immerse entire communities in century-old traditions. We're going to start with Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival, often called one of the most dangerous festivals in the world. Then we'll take a softer but no less mesmerizing turn into the Taiwan Lantern Festival, including Pinshi's release of Sky Lanterns, a dazzling display of lights. But that's not all. There's also the bombing of Lord Handan in Taidong and the Beigang Chaotian Temple procession as well. So if you thought that Taiwan's festivals were just about food stalls and folk dancers, you can think again, because Taiwan's actually got some of the most electrifying celebrations that you might ever witness. So let's go hear about them. Picture this. You're standing in a narrow street in Yanshui, Tainan, in the south of Taiwan. The air is thick with the scent of incense and smoke, and all around you people are clad in heavy jackets, gloves, helmets and masks. And the countdown begins. You're huddled together with other brave people around this tower full of firecrackers. The crowd and you begin bouncing up and down, trying to keep yourselves moving ahead of the firecrackers that are about to be exploded at you. And suddenly, it's time. A beehive of thousands of bottle rockets erupts, launching fireworks in every direction, and at you. I've been there before, and it's a pretty scary experience. Although some people say it's worth it for a once-in-a-lifetime. I mean, when do you ever have fireworks shot directly at you? The Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival is definitely not for the faint of heart. Every year on the 15th day of the first lunar month, thrill seekers from all over Taiwan and beyond gather to experience what has been dubbed as the world's most dangerous festival by some. The festival is deeply rooted in folk traditions and traces its origins back over a century. It began as a desperate response to a devastating plague that struck the Yanshui area. And in an effort to drive away the disease, residents sought divine intervention by praying to Guandi, the god of war, at Yanshui's Guandi Temple. A statue of the deity was placed in a palanquin and carried through the streets in a religious procession. To express their devotion and gratitude, worshippers ignited firecrackers as the palanquin passed, a practice that has laid the foundation for what has now become a 130-year-old tradition. Over time, the custom evolved. Following World War II, locals introduced beehive rocket platforms, dense arrays of bottle rockets designed to create a dazzling spectacle. And this innovation set Yanshui's celebration apart from other festivals in Taiwan. The creativity flourished, leading to the development of towering rocket launchers with multi-directional firing mechanisms, all crafted as acts of reverence for the deity. Today, the Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival in southern Taiwan is regarded as one of the country's most exhilarating lantern festival celebrations, in contrast to the more serene Sky Lantern Festival in the north. Various stories have attempted to explain the origins of the festival, and some believe it was initially held to welcome the Jiaqing Emperor to Taiwan, while others suggest it began as part of a fireworks competition. However, the most widely accepted account still remains to be when Yanshui was gripped by an epidemic in 1885, and the townspeople carried the palanquin with Guandi's statue through the streets, igniting firecrackers along the route. And whether due to the purifying effects of the sulfur or the divine intervention, the plague did eventually subside, which cemented the practice as an annual tradition. The Yanshui Beehive Firework Festival has earned its place being one of Taiwan's most famous lantern festival traditions, alongside the Sky Lantern Festival in Pingxi, leading to the saying, "Sky lanterns in the north and beehive rockets in the south." And it's also one of Taiwan's 3 major firecracker festivals, alongside the Beigang Chaotian Temple Matsu procession and the bombing of Lord Handan in Taidong, but we'll talk about those later. Over the years, the event has gained a lot of international recognition and has earned titles as one of the top 3 folk celebrations, one of the 10 most dangerous festivals, and one of the 10 best festivals globally. The beehives themselves are giant wooden structures packed with thousands of bottle rockets, and they're the centerpiece. When they're ignited, they spew these fireworks out in all directions, engulfing participants in a literal storm of fire and light. And it's believed that the more fireworks that hit you, the more luck you'll have in the coming year. Of course, there is a major concern of safety, and protective gear is a must. But even then, bruises and burns are still common. That still doesn't deter festival goers though, and the adrenaline rush and the deep cultural roots definitely make this event one of Taiwan's most unforgettable experiences. So from the chaos of the firecrackers at Tainan's Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival, we move to something a little more serene but just as breathtaking, and that's Taiwan's Lantern Festival and also the Pingxi Sky Lantern release. So the Lantern Festival is held at the same time as the Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival. The origins of Lantern Festival date back over 2,000 years, and traditionally people would light lanterns to celebrate the first full moon of the Lunar New Year, symbolizing the shedding of the old and welcoming of the new. Since 1990, it's been hosted in a different city each year, either in February or March, depending on when the Lunar New Year falls. In 2024, it was hosted in Tainan, blending a rich history of cultural heritage with modern artistry. And this year, in 2025, the festival moved to Taoyuan, a city known for culture and also for innovation. Each festival features a main lantern representing this year's zodiac animal. This year is the snake. And people and companies can also put their lanterns into the festival. And these are not just simple lanterns, but really intricate designs of all kinds of things, from dragons to snakes, cartoon characters, or even items of Taiwanese food and other things that represent Taiwan or other places. Anything you can imagine, really, it can be a lantern. But there's no other lantern event that's gained such fame as the Pingxi Sky Lantern release. This is located in Pingxi in northern Taiwan, and it hosts an annual festival where people release paper lanterns into the sky, carrying their wishes and prayers for the coming year. The tradition of sky lanterns dates back to the Qing dynasty, when villagers used lanterns as a signal of safety during times of bandit raids. But the Pingxi Lantern Festival itself was first held in 1999, and over time it transformed into a celebration of hope and renewal. Each year, glowing lanterns float into the heavens, creating a breathtaking spectacle. However, people have also criticised the release of the sky lanterns, for example, for polluting the environment and for starting fires in the hills. These problems have been addressed in some way by proposing a set sum for each sky lantern that anyone picks up and brings for the... And lanterns are now often made from paper. There are lantern makers who are making their lanterns from completely biodegradable materials, like paper, and also the frames being made out of bamboo instead of metal frames. Now let's talk about Beigang Chaotian Temple, a historic and artistic treasure in Taiwan. It's known for its exquisite woodwork, carvings, paintings, ceramic, and traditional jiannian, which is cut and paste porcelain craft. Among its famous features are the intricate white stone of 2 dragons chasing a pearl, carving on the imperial pathway, along with one of Taiwan's most elaborate octagonal ceilings. This temple was founded in 1694 during the Qing dynasty, And the temple is a major ancestral shrine for Matsu worship in Taiwan. When a new Matsu temple is built, it must receive part of its divine spirit from an existing temple, honouring it through annual pilgrimages. Matsu is the sea goddess. This temple hosts two major events each year: the Matsu March Madness, which sees a surge of worshippers between Lunar New Year and Matsu's birthday in the third lunar month, and also the Matsu Carnival, or procession. This is one of Taiwan's top 3 firework festivals, alongside Tainan's Yanshui Beehive Festival and Taidong's Bombing Lord Handan Festival, and is a grand tribute to the goddess. Participants in the procession are encouraged to wear cotton clothes, jeans or cotton trousers, and cloth shoes. Bring face masks, earplugs, towels, and raincoats for safety. And a unique feature of the carnival is the bombardment of palanquins with firecrackers, known as jia jiao, or eating firecrackers. As the palanquin passes a storefront, the shop owner lights a string of firecrackers beneath it in a show of reverence. And many shopkeepers prepare large stacks of firecrackers, believing that the more fireworks set off, the greater the prosperity they'll receive. Throughout its history, the temple has undergone multiple renovations, with significant reconstructions during the Qianlong Emperor's reign and after an earthquake in 1905. Originally, worshippers made pilgrimages back to Matsu's ancestral temple in Meizhou, Fujian, in China. When Taiwan was ceded to Japan in 1894, the tradition was halted, later evolving into what is today's Matsu Carnival. Now, we talked about Yanshui Beehive Firework Festival a lot, and if you thought that sounded intense, wait until you hear about Taidong's Bombing Lord Handan Festival. Imagine standing on a sedan chair, completely exposed, while an entire crowd throws firecrackers directly at you. That's exactly what happens to the person embodying Lord Handan, the military god of wealth. According to legend, Lord Handan dislikes the cold, so devotees warm him up by hurling lit firecrackers at his palanquin. Volunteers, yes, people do volunteer for this job, stand shirtless, wearing only a banyan leaf for protection, as firecrackers explode against their skin. It's painful and it's dangerous, but it's believed to bring great fortune. Let's talk a little bit more about this folk tradition. The last remaining example of a practice that nearly disappeared during the Japanese period. This event sees men portraying Lord Handan, the military god of wealth, and enduring the bombardments of firecrackers. The festival dates back over 50 years and honours Zhao Gongming, the general from the Shang dynasty, who after his death became responsible for heaven's treasury. It's said that people threw firecrackers at him to keep him warm on his heavenly inspections. And originally, followers took turns enshrining Lord Handan at home. But in 1989, Taidong's Xuanwu Temple became a permanent place of worship. The firecracker bombing began in 1951 and faced a ban for being too disruptive, but worshippers fought to bring it back. And since 1998, the event has been part of Taidong's Lantern Festival and was recognised as a cultural asset in 2007. And it still remains a significant and unique local tradition in Taidong. The festival draws thousands of spectators every year, and while safety measures have been introduced, the core of the tradition remains the same: a fiery test of endurance and devotion. Finally, we arrive in Miaoli for the Hakka Dragon Bombing Festival, a tradition deeply rooted in Taiwan's Hakka heritage. A giant dragon, stretching several meters long, dances through the streets as firecrackers explode beneath its feet. Unlike Yanshui or Handan, where humans take the hits, Here, the dragon absorbs the flames. The belief is that this ritual chases away bad luck and ushers in prosperity. The event is an important Hakka tradition in Taiwan, drawing huge crowds each year. In the Hakka community, the bombing of the dragon is a unique tradition that stands apart from other dragon dances, and it involves 4 stages at first. The first one, the creating of the dragon, followed by the drawing of its eyes to bring it to life, then the ceremonial welcoming of the dragon, and finally the dragon's walk through the streets, followed by the performance itself, as dancers, skilled in intricate footwork, move through the narrow streets while evading firecracker bombardments from the crowd. The dance evolved from the need to dodge fireworks, leading to the twisting and undulating movements seen in the bombing of the dragon. The event concludes with the returning of the dragon to the heavens, where the dragons are burned to release their spirits and end the celebration, thanking the gods for a successful ritual. And that wraps up today's episode. We've explored some of Taiwan's most thrilling and unique traditions, from the explosive Beehive rockets at the Yanshui Beehive Fireworks Festival to the intense firecracker bombardments at the firecracker bombing of Lord Handan in Taidong, and the one-of-a-kind bombing of the dragon in Miaoli. I hope you enjoyed learning about these exciting festivals with me today, as much as I did sharing them with you, and thanks for tuning in. As always, I'm Amber Hatfield, and I will see you next week for more interesting places around Taiwan, things to do, things to see, and I hope to see you in next week's episode. You're tuning in to Radio Taiwan International, Taiwan's national broadcaster. Here at RTI, we have a range of entertaining and informative content for you to enjoy. You can find all of our content on our website at en.rti.org.tw. That's en.rti.org.tw for news, shows, and more. We're also on shortwave radio. If you're residing in South Asia, we broadcast from 1600 to 1700 UTC at 9405 kilohertz. From all of us here at RTI, we wish you a lovely day.